Nottingham Forest 2, Manchester United 2, and I think it's 2 points dropped. I really think that there was a chance for us to kind of build some more momentum and kind of break into the top four, but unfortunately we are coming away from the City ground with just a point. Let's speak about the starting 11 and then we'll talk about the game a little bit. So the starting 11 was Lemens, Euro, Dyche. Lemens in net, Euro, Dyche, Shaw making up the back three. Ahmad, Casemiro, Bruno and Diallo making up the four in midfield. And Mbeumo, Cunha and then Sesko up front. So the only changes from my lineup was that Diallo started ahead of Dogu. But apart from that, that was it in terms of the changes to the starting lineup. So in terms of the first half, I thought Man United started okay. I was a little bit surprised to see Nottingham Forest press Manchester United right from the off. There was a couple of occasions where Nottingham Forest did decide to press us, and I was surprised by that. I thought they would have just sat in a mid-block, but they did at times try to press United when we were trying to play out from the back. But in terms of the third minute of the game, Diallo and Mbeumo link up on the wing, and the latter delivers a cross for Sesko. The striker's effort is blocked by the Forest defence and it goes out for a corner, and that was a promising start for United. We did get a chance, but then in the 8th minute, Undoy Tess Lemens, the Forest winger, picks up the ball in a seemingly harmless position and unleashes a venomous effort towards goal, which is straight at Lemens, forcing the goalkeeper to tip it over the bar. So Forest did have a chance as well. You know, it was a little bit of an even start to the game. We started okay, but Forest did have a couple of chances. Savona then fails to capitalise on the counter-attack in the 26th minute. Elliot Anderson, who was everywhere for Forest, his through ball releases Savona, who has so much space. However, as he unconvincingly advances into the penalty area, his cross is blocked by Dyche. And then in the 28th minute, Diallo then tests Sells. It's a well-worked move by Man United, and it ends with a curled effort from the Ivorian. Sells is up to the task and dives to make the save. And then, thankfully for Man United, Casemiro makes it 1-0 in the 34th minute. And Mbeumo's initial cross is flicked away by Savona, and the defender chases the ball, feeling he keeps it in play, but the referee awards a corner. From the resulting set piece, Casemiro heads in Fernandes' ball to give us a 1-0 lead. Forest then surround the referee, saying that, you know, it was out of play or whatever, but I think the ball was still in play. That's why Forest was so annoyed that a corner was given. I felt like as if the ball was out of play, and I think that it was the correct decision. And then in terms of some stats, Forest have a record of 0 wins, 1 draw and 6 losses when conceding the opening goal in the Premier League this season. And Manchester United have avoided defeat in their last 7 matches when scoring first in the Premier League since a 4-3 loss to Brentford on the 4th of May 2025. So the stats were in Man United's favour after we took the lead. And in terms of the first half, we had 56% possession compared to Forest's 44. We had 5 shots, 2 on target. I thought we were a little bit poor going forward. Defensively, we reduced Forest to only 1 shot on target, and that was decent in terms of our defensive display, only reducing them to 1 shot on target. But in terms of the second half, we get off to a completely horrible start. It's a horrible start to the second half. In the 48th minute, Gibbs-White makes it 1-1. Gibbs-White, he nets his first goal of the Premier League of the his first Premier League goal of the season. Yates dinks a ball into the box. Gibbs-White holds off Diallo and executes a delightful header into the bottom corner. Then 2 minutes later from the kickoff, literally about 90 seconds later or something, I don't know how much later, but in the 50th minute, Savona then makes it 2-1 to Forest. Forest steam forward again, and a cross into United's penalty area causes chaos. The ball falls to Savona, who slots into the net from close range to make it 2-1. So it was a horrible start to the second half, and it was two goals that we gave away. But very poor defensive display by United, especially at the start of the second half. You know, we had a decent defensive display in the first half, like I said, reducing Forest to only 1 shot on target. But in terms of the second half, we get off to a horrible start, and it's two very poor goals that we give up, two very poor goals that we give away. And you know, it was poor by United in terms of the start to the second half. And then in the 60th minute, Bruno Fernandes then hits the post. Fernandes takes a low arrowed shot that scuttles across the ground. The ball smacks against the post and rebounds to Casemiro. However, the midfielder doesn't get a clean connection, poking his effort into the side netting. Then in the 67th minute, Hudson-Odoi is causing us so many problems. The winger picks up the ball from deep and drives at United's defence before flashing a shot just wide off the post. And Hudson-Odoi had a decent game. I thought he was really, really good. But in terms of our United, we do make a couple of substitutions. In the 68th minute, Diallo does go off for Dogu. And then in the 76th minute, Euro does go off for Mazraoui. So and then, thankfully for United, in the 82nd minute, Amad Diallo makes it 2-2. He fires in a beautiful goal just from outside the penalty area. Forest failed to deal with the United corner, and with Diallo waiting on the edge of the area, he smashes it in. He smashes in a thunderous volley past Sells. The goal survives a VAR check because I think that there was some they were thinking that it might have come off Dogu's hand or something, or his arm, but it survives the VAR check, and United thankfully make it 2-2. And I think in terms of overall, a draw is probably a fair result, but you can't help but think it's an opportunity missed, because if we had won today, we would have moved to second place. Obviously, other teams are yet to play, but I think it's a big opportunity missed by us. I think we should have really won this game, in my opinion, with regards to how poor Forest have been. Their form in the Premier League, they're coming off 4 losses in a row. In the 87th minute, though, Cunha shoots, but his effort is saved. I think Cunha needs to be doing a little bit better with his shot. United link up intricately up top, and the ball breaks to Cunha. The playmaker finds space and takes a shot from outside the penalty area, but he fails to properly trouble Sells, who comfortably gathers. Then in the 89th minute, we survive a big scare. Mazraoui loses possession. Hudson-Odoi dribbles at the United defence, and the ball falls to Anderson, whose fierce effort is blocked. That could have gone in because the deflection goes just past the post, and it kind of wrong foots Lemens, and Forest could have won it at the end. But United could have won it at the end as well. In the 90 plus 4th minute of injury time, Forest failed to clear the ball. Forest clear the ball off the line, and it's a game-saving clearance from Murillo. Sells punches the ball clear from a corner, I think, and it falls to Diallo, whose powerful half volley flies through a crowd of players, but Murillo displays amazing defensive awareness, blocking the ball off the line. So we could have won it in the end there. I think Nottingham Forest could have won it at the end there. I think either side could have nicked it at the end. But probably it is a fair result in terms of a draw, but you just can't help but think it's 2 points dropped. It's an opportunity missed because Forest are in the relegation zone and they've got 4 losses in a row. We need to be beating teams like Nottingham Forest if we have any aspirations to be finishing inside the top 4. Ruben Amrim's record in the Premier League now stands at 37 games, 12 wins, 8 draws, 17 losses, and he's accumulated a total of 44 points. So overall, I think I'm really disappointed in we had a really good chance to make it 4 wins in a row against a Nottingham Forest side who are struggling to score goals. We give them 2 easy goals at the start of the second half, and that was that. We almost failed to get back into the game, but thankfully we did. And in terms of my predictions, every time I predict a loss, we win, and every time I predict a win, we lose or draw. And I'm thinking I might just start predicting losses so that we win more. But yeah, overall I am disappointed, even though you could say it is a point gain because we were in a really bad position at the start of the second half, and thankfully we are coming away with a point. But you just can't help but think you need to be beating sides like Forest if we are to finish in the top 4. We did briefly move to second place when we were winning, and because other teams are yet to play, we could have finished today in second place, but unfortunately that isn't the case. Let's get into some player ratings, then we'll have a look at the league table and some stats as well. San Lemens, he made 1 save, 2 goals conceded. I don't think he could have done much about the goals he conceded. In terms of his accurate passes, 23 out of 38, 61%. Accurate long balls, only 6 out of 21. He did go long pretty often again, but in terms of that, it was a quiet defensive. Not really much can be done about the goals, but yeah. Lenny Yoro lasted 77 minutes, 46 out of 52 accurate passes with 88%. In terms of his duels, he's won 5 out of 6, which is decent. Matthias de Ligt, 40 out of 47, accurate passes at 85%. He's won 8 out of 8 of his duels, which is decent. So that's a good performance by Matthias de Ligt. Luke Shaw, he completed 61 out of 67 passes, 91%. In terms of his tackles, 2 tackles, 3 blocks, 1 clearance, 1 headed clearance. In terms of his duels, he's won 7 out of 9. Which is decent again. So our defenders are winning their duels, but unfortunately we conceded 2 poor goals at the start of the second half. So yeah, Diallo, he does get a goal in the 81st minute, which was a decent left-footed half volley from the edge of from outside the box. Thankfully went in, and Amad Diallo rescued a point for us. But 36 out of 44 accurate passes with 82%. In terms of his duels, he's won 3 out of 10, which is not too good. He needs to be doing better there. And then Casemiro, he's got an 8.6 here. He was player of the match on FootMob here. He grabs the goal from the corner. Bruno Fernandes assist. Accurate passes, 51 out of 62, 82%. 3 chances created for Casemiro as well, which is decent in terms of going forward. In terms of his attacking performance, 82 touches, 5 touches in the opposition box, 1 out of 1 successful dribbles, 11 passes in the final third, 3 out of 6 accurate long balls. Defense, 3 tackles, 1 block, 1 clearance, 1 headed clearance, 1 interception, 8 recoveries, only got dribbled past twice. In terms of his duels, he's won 10 out of 19 there, which is decent. Well, not decent, but he's won over 50%. Possibly could be doing a little bit better in terms of his ground duels and aerial duels. But yeah, 10 out of 19 duels won there for Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes, he's got an 8.4 here. He hit the woodwork as well with this strike in the 60th minute. A little bit unfortunate that it didn't go in, but he had a decent game. 4 chances created for Bruno, 65 out of 73 accurate passes, 89%. In terms of his duels, he's won 3 out of 6. Possibly could be doing better, only won 50%. But Diego Dallo, I thought he was a little bit poor going forward. He was getting into some dangerous positions, but his quality in the final third wasn't there, in my opinion. I think we need an upgrade at the left wing back position. I don't think Dogo's all that either, and when he came on, he wasn't too impressive in my opinion. 21 out of 24 accurate passes, 88%. In terms of his duels, he's won 3 out of 8 there. Possibly could be doing better there. Brian Mbeumo, a little bit of a quiet game by him in my opinion, not too lively, only had this 1 shot in the 56th minute. I think he needs to be doing better going forward this match. 34 out of 41 accurate passes with 83%. 3 chances created, which is decent as well. But touches in the opposition box, only 3. I think he needs to be doing better there. He needs to be getting into some more dangerous positions in the opposition box. And then in terms of his duels, he's won 3 out of 9. Possibly could be doing better there in my opinion. Cunha, he won the most duels of the match. He was the most fouled player as well, completed the most dribbles. He had a okay game. I think he needs to be getting into some more dangerous positions as well. 32 out of 35 accurate passes, 3 chances created, which is okay. And then in terms of his attacking performance, only 2 touches in the opposition box. I think he needs to be doing better there in terms of getting into some more dangerous positions. 3 out of 5 successful dribbles, 4 out of 4 accurate long balls as well. And then in terms of his duels, he's won the most duels of the match with 11 out of 17 there, which is okay. He's won the majority there. Sesko, I thought he was a little bit quiet in my opinion. I think he needs to be doing better in terms of getting involved in the play a little bit. He had the least touches, 21 of any outfield player to play 90 minutes. So again, you can see his shot map here. He's not kind of getting into the box and getting and kind of getting into dangerous goal scoring positions. He's only got 3 shots. 1 shot is way outside the box in the 15th minute. 1 shot in the 3rd minute, which was blocked, and then another one in the 88th minute, which was a miss again. I think he needs to be getting into some more dangerous positions, in my opinion. I don't think he was too great. I think he doesn't. I think that, yeah, he needs to be getting into some more dangerous positions. We need to be finding him a little bit more as well. But in terms of, he's not created any chances as well. In terms of his duels, he's won 0 out of 2 as well, so that's not great in my opinion. Sometimes I think that Sesko was a little bit poor at times, but you know, we're not really necessarily finding him either. I think that we need to be kind of creating chances so that our striker can actually score goals. You know, I know it sounds kind of simple or whatever, but he's not. But we're not getting into. We're not creating clear-cut chances for our strikers, what I'm trying to say. So I think that needs to be a little bit better. But yeah, in terms of the substitutes, we only made 2 substitutions, which was surprising because usually we do make 5. Dogu came on in the 68th minute, lasted 22 minutes, and had 2 shots way off target. But yeah. Well, this one was saved in the 75th minute, and then this one was just way off target. In terms of his duels, he didn't win a single duel, and then Mazraoui came on. He picked up a yellow card for a tackle on someone. I don't remember who it was, but he was basically trying to stop a counter-attack. 10 out of 11 accurate passes with 91%. In terms of his ground duels won, he's only won 1 out of 2, which is okay, not great again. But yeah, in terms of the stats, let's get into the stats. I think it was a pretty even game. In terms of stats, both sides had plenty of shots. United coming away with 59% possession compared to Forest's 41. In terms of expected goals, United with a 1.15, and then Nottingham Forest with a 2.0. In terms of total shots, United do beat Forest with 18 shots compared to Forest's 17. But you can see on the shot map here, there's a load of shots that are just outside the box, and you know, they're not kind of. We need to be getting into making clear-cut chances so that a striker can score in around the 6-yard area or inside the box, and we're not doing that in my opinion. So, and then obviously defensively, we did give away two very poor goals in my opinion. Shots on target 7 compared to Forest's 3. Forest had 3 shots on target and they scored from both of them. But you know, I think we need to be doing better going forward, and defensively. We were poor to be giving away two very poor goals in my opinion. But yeah, in terms of the expected goals, Forest do beat us in that. But that's probably because of the number of shots that Forest are having inside the area. I think it's a little bit more than United. But yeah, in terms of duels, we do beat Forest in terms of overall duels won, more ground duels won, more aerial duels won, and more successful dribbles as well. But you can't help but think it is a missed opportunity for Manchester United, because we had the opportunity to move into second place, and we briefly were in second place when we were winning 1-0 in the first half. We were on 19 points because Bournemouth, Tottenham and Sunderland are yet to play. So you know, we could have moved to second place. So it's an opportunity lost, and I think it's 2 points dropped in my opinion. Yeah, overall I am disappointed with the you know, you could say that it's a point gained because we did go down 2-1 early on in the second half, so you could say it's a point gained. But you know, with regards to Forest's form, you know, they lost to Sunderland, they lost to Newcastle, they lost to Chelsea, they lost to Bournemouth as well. And if we are to have any aspirations of finishing inside the Champions League spaces, we have to be beating a team like Forest. And personally, if we carry on with regards to dropping points against the likes of Forest, then we're not going to finish inside the top 4, and we'll probably, you know, we might struggle to finish. Hopefully we don't struggle to finish inside, obviously in the top half of the league, but top 6 finish you know, needs to be on the cards here, and we need to be kind of getting all points against Forest. So I am disappointed with the draw. I think it's 2 points dropped. But yeah, if you enjoyed this review, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.